All right, we're going to welcome everyone tonight. Welcome to this special event. However you're joining us tonight, wherever you are joining us from right now, I just want to welcome you to how to choose a elementary school in Fort Worth, Texas with confidence. My name is Steve Ulibarri, and I'm the Director of External Affairs for Rocket Ship Public Schools, Texas. And I'm excited to have joining me tonight, Miss LaShonda Henderson. She's our student support coordinator. Hi, LaShonda.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I am excited to be here tonight. I am the student support coordinator, and my primary role is to support students in behavior and building relationships, managing emotions. I also foster a partnership with parents as well as the teachers to do whatever it takes to get students prepared to be successful in the classroom.
Oh, wonderful. I'm so glad that you are so glad that you're with me tonight. And I think you're going to make tonight incredible. So I'm so glad that you're here. So let's just jump into what we're going to talk about tonight. So this is a school information session. And so if you know someone tonight, today, this morning, wherever you're watching this, who is anxious about choosing an elementary school for next year for their child, maybe you're a grandparent, whether it's you or someone you know, I want to encourage you to text someone, share this with someone, because this is going to be peace of mind for somebody. This is going to check something off their to-do list and know that they did something really good for their family today. So that being said, let's talk about why choosing our child's school is such a big decision, especially in elementary school, that very first foundational level school. LaShonda, maybe share a little bit. Why do you think we get anxious about it? Why do we feel it's such a big decision?
I think it's because parents love their children, and every parent, every guardian, every caretaker, they want to know that wherever I take my child to be influenced for 8 hours a day, they want to make sure it's the right place that's safe, that's going to do right by the student concerning their academic, as well as the whole child. It's a pretty big decision because it affects the life of the person that they love deeply.
Hmm. That's really true. Absolutely true. I know it's true in my life, and it's probably true. It's true in your life as y'all are watching us tonight. It is a big decision, and you want to get it right. And so, on the screen, you will see periodically this QR code that's on the screen. And if you want more information about what we're talking about, you can scan that at any time and immediately get connected to really direct information and get your questions answered about what we're talking about. So at Rocket Ship, the first thing that is kind of foundational to us as an elementary school here in Fort Worth is equal access to quality education for all. LaShonda, what does that mean to you?
I love this foundational principle that we build our school on, because it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what challenges you may have faced. It doesn't matter what successes you've had. This principle says that every person deserves an opportunity to have quality education, period. And I appreciate that because it doesn't limit, it doesn't create unnecessary barriers, nor does it say you don't qualify. And I love that.
I agree. My own educational experience in my life has been one in which growing up, my parents didn't have access to the best quality schools for me. And had they known better, they would have done better, but they didn't know. So to your point, equal access means that we love neighborhoods that we are in. The Stop Six neighborhood, the Woodhaven community, like we choose to go to these historic neighborhoods intentionally because we love the people. We love being part of the community. And we want to bring quality public education to the community. And that being said, we are a charter school. Now, in case you don't know what a charter school means, that means we are a public school and we are free being the key word there, free, which I love, public and open to everyone. We are inclusive. We don't have admissions exams to get in. It is open to everyone. LaShonda, what does this concept mean to you?
I think it just goes well with the statement that we just talked about, open to all. Our intent is to provide quality education to everyone that desires it, everyone that seeks to come through our doors. We're saying, hey, yes to you, and there's no charge to you. So I appreciate this because it just backs up what we say.
We are in an elementary school. Like I stated earlier, we begin with pre-K and go to the 5th grade. And one of the things I'm excited about is at both of our schools, for the very first time, we are going to have 5th graders on campus, which is really exciting. We started our schools, our first school, Rocket Ship Dennis Duncan's, was founded 2 years ago. And Rocket Ship Explorer, which is where LaShonda works, was founded in August of this past year. So we're brand new schools, and that means we didn't have 5th grade when we started. We were progressing upward year by year, and so we're going to have 5th graders. How does that make you feel, LaShonda?
I'm pretty excited about that because if you think about it, most of the next level of school typically starts about the 6th grade. And if our 4th graders leave us, they'd have to go to another elementary school, get reacclimated to the climate, do all the readjusting, and then readjust again the next year, possibly to go to that intermediate or the middle school. So I am appreciative that we have one more year to spend time cultivating our students. And when they leave us, they're really ready to go to the next level, not just another elementary school. So I am super excited about Rocket Ship being able to provide another year of service for our current 4th graders, so we can get them ready. We have one more year to get them ready to make that big leap into the next level, big school.
You know, so yesterday, so if you're watching this is April 9th, or when we were recording this, April 8th was our solar eclipse day. And so I was out on in the playground in the middle of our third and fourth graders. We all had our funky glasses on, looking at the eclipse, which was super cool. But it was really fun to be around them at that level. They're transitioning from being the little ones to move into being the bigger kids. So I'm really excited about seeing them progress into 5th grade and get them ready for what's next in their life.
Yeah.
We have 2 Fort Worth campuses. Like I said a moment ago, we have Rocket Ship Dennis Duncan's, which is in the Stop 6 community, and Rocket Ship Explorer, which is in the Woodhaven community. And to give you a better glimpse of what they look like and feel like, let's watch a video on each one.
I feel confident that Rocket Ship was the right choice for me and my kid because just growing up in the school system that I was in, she's able to accomplish so much more than I was in school. It just makes me feel happy that she could even get that type of education. As a mom, to know that she's at a school like Rocket Ship is great because you guys are on top of everything.
I always love seeing those videos because these are not just faces, they're families that we know and children that we love.
Right.
So it's wonderful to see them. Now let's take a look at Rocket Ship Explorer in the Woodhaven community, our brand new school. This is LaShonda's school.
I have a total of 6 kids. I wanted something different for the last 3 because my kids were diagnosed with certain things. And with Mr. Sanchez, he taught me that I have a voice. I can advocate for my kids. They listen to you. So then he had me come check it out, talk with the principals, talk with Letty. And just hearing what they had to offer is what I was looking for. It was the best decision.
LaShonda, I was going to have you do this later, but this might be a good time to talk about this. A lot of the work you do is around social and emotional learning.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about what social and emotional learning means at Rocket Ship?
Social emotional learning is basically the ability, the acquiring skills and applying those skills to manage your emotions, identify them, to use those skills to socialize, become aware of others, and have empathy. It's about building relationships and making good choices. And so, what is unique to the settings that we provide at Rocket Ship is that we embed those principles, not just as an isolated work with me kind of experience, but more so in the classroom experience, whether they're learning reading, writing, math, the way in which we teach and facilitate learning in our classrooms, those social emotional skills are embedded there. And so that means when students are working together, we're constantly using these opportunities to enrich those social skills. Another unique quality here at Rocket Ship is that we have community meetings that we start our day with. We do a community meeting as a whole campus. We do community meetings and in the classroom. And so it's in those times that teachers are able to build connections, foster those social skills, and students are being empowered to own who they are and to take responsibility for what they're feeling. And we teach them the tools and practices to become better as a person, because social emotional learning is about creating students, empowering them to not just be great scholars, but beyond the classroom, be good citizens in our world and in our community. So I love that Rocket Ship allows space for us to really practice and master those social emotional learning skills.
I love that you're saying that. I love that you work there. I think a lot of times, when we talk about elementary school, we can get into the academics and test scores, and we have STAR testing coming up tomorrow, right? Day after tomorrow.
Thursday and Friday, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, which is happening all across the area. And those are all really, really important. But it's more than just you're not a number on it. You're not a test score. You're more than that, right? And so can you talk a little bit about the emotional part? Because there's the social part, learning how to socialize, but then there's the emotional part that our little humans and developing humans are trying to figure life out. Those of us who are older humans and bigger humans, we struggle finding life out. So what are some of the tools that you give to them, and talk a little bit about the heart and the emotion?
Oh, that's beautiful. We sometimes forget that kids have to know how to process what they're feeling. A lot of times they can't articulate, especially when we have our littles, our pre-K and kinder, and sometimes first graders, they can't articulate what they're feeling, but they feel. And so some of the things we do is help them to identify what the exact emotion is so that we can teach them, here's a strategy that you can use to help you manage this emotion. Emotions are great. We are given that gift of emotion so that we can navigate in our world. But if those emotions are not managed or used appropriately, they can come out in a way that's not pleasant. And so we first teach them to identify, what is it that you're feeling? How can we articulate that? What color can you identify with that? So depending on the age, we get them to identify, and then we teach them a strategy. Sometimes that takes place in the classroom with the teachers. They do it, and sometimes I go in and assist. Sometimes there's a little bit of a pull out. Sometimes they need a direct teach from me, and we use social skills lessons and activities that we to help foster these skills. We also have a social work intern that we have available to us that also helps to pull groups and to provide students with social skills and emotional support. So the key thing is with emotions is to get them to identify and then give them a best practice. And the cool thing about Rocket Ship is that We don't just tell them what to do and send them off and let them do it. We walk with them. So that looks like, hey, we're going to practice this skill this week. And we check in every morning on that skill as a community, and even with the ones that are doing some individual work. And we talk about how'd you do, what went wrong, and what can we do differently. We also inform teachers and parents of the processes the students are taking so they can support that. And we give them grace to try it, see if it works, let's change it. That didn't work, let's do something different. So we understand that we teach reading, we teach math, but we also teach behavior. They're still learning. So we foster and we guide. And so I love that we get an opportunity to do life with the children and give them real life strategy, real time coaching, even with their emotions.
And I love that we get to do it with people like you. And I say that because, it's on our campuses, it's our principals. What makes a great school is a great principal, and what makes a great team is great people and great professionals like LaShonda. What makes a great classroom is great teachers. And so it's the people that make the difference. So let's talk about one of my favorite things at Rocket Ship, which is launch. LaShonda, talk about launch.
Oh my God, this is like the favorite part of my day. I get an opportunity to facilitate a great part of our launch at our campus. So I get to greet the kids when they first walk in. This is where we come together as a school. We come in, we set the mindset for the day. We get a chance to focus what our social and our emotional goals are for the day. There's a direct teach experience that happens. Then we get to establish our principles as a school through our creed. And then we get to do an amazing dance that says we are a community. We're happy about being here. And it's also an opportunity for celebrations. We celebrate birthdays. We celebrate academic successes. We also utilize this time to point out any special things that's happening in our environment, in our community, in our world. Like right now, we're reflecting on autism. It's Autism Month. So the kids get to see and hear from students and from teachers. It's an amazing way to build connections. And then they leave and go into the classroom and do about 5 or 10 minutes more, digging a little bit deeper on some of the things that we talked about. It's a high energy experience, lots of love and laughter. And it's a great way to start the day and getting those kids focused with the right mindset. And another key thing that I love about it is sometimes coming in, you might be a little sleepy, a little tired, maybe had a little mishap on the way to school, mom rushing, dad's rushing. Sometimes a lot of yucky stuff can happen coming to, not intentionally, just does, but it's our time to reset those kids. We get to hug and love on them and tell them everything's going to be okay. It's a sweet experience, and it's such a community, really warm, heartfelt feeling in that experience. So I super love launch.
With that is a great description. Let's take a look at what it looks like.
Yes.
Good morning, Rocketeers! We start every day at Rocket Ship with launch, which is a time for us to come together as a united community.
We sing, we dance, we get motivated for the day, and we also ground ourselves in our core values.
It's a time when we dig deeper into what it means to demonstrate our core values. And it's a time to scream and let that out and be goofy and connect on that level as well.
Absolutely.
That is launch. That is launch.
Good.
Move in. So another thing to note, as for those of you who are joining us, Rocket Ship itself as a school and as a group of schools is more than just a school. We are a movement. We are a movement that is born out of the heart of parents who fought for the future of their children and who were not okay and didn't believe that having access to schools that were not the same quality as other schools in more affluent areas of town, that was not okay for them. That just because another part of town had more money or whatever, that didn't mean that their children didn't have the right to the same quality education to create the same kind of future as any other child. So at the heart of our movement is parent power. They fought for this. They would not take no for an answer. And that's how Rocket Ship was born. Our story begins and ends with parents fighting for their future. And that looks like a lot of different things. We have a parent organizing committee, which is a parent organizing group of parents that get together and want to make changes in the community. We have high levels of family engagement, school family councils that occur, that parents getting together, giving their advice to the principal, working in partnership with the leadership, and working to plan events and be part of what happens on campus. Parent Power looks like a parent room. We actually have a room that was recently decorated and redesigned. But at our campuses, parents are not only tolerated, they are invited, they are welcome on our campus. We have a parent room just for you. You could come and work remotely and be a part of, just stay close. You can come and have lunch with your child. You can volunteer. Well, we want parents to be part of the experience because parents are partners. Our school and our staff, LaShonda doesn't do it alone. Our teachers don't do it alone. We have to work together. Let's talk about quality and personalized learning. LaShonda, why don't you talk a little bit about the quality of education that students are receiving at Rocket Ship Public Schools, Texas?
I will say this, as I experience the importance that's placed on academics at Rocket Ship, it is just as important as what we place on the social and emotional growth of students. Teachers plan extensively. There is a high expectation for training. There is unlimited academic support for students. We have supports that push into the classrooms. We have supports that are able to pull students out and do some one-on-one if necessary. We have labs that specifically set up for students to be able to be met where they are and to push them forward. So there's a mindset of we're going to have a classroom that's on grade level. We have a separate laboratory that's designed to meet you where you are in case you need more support to build you up to where you need to be, or if you need to be enriched. That space is there to really bridge that gap or to push students further at their own pace while they're learning at the set grade level. It's kind of like catching them in the front and catching them in the back, and then together the lab and that classroom, they're working together to kind of close that gap and then push students forward. I love that. You see students moving all day long. There's constant looking at the data and assessing. Everyone is dialoguing about what needs to be done, what decisions need to be made for students to grow. It is the most important thing that's happening at Rocket Ship is how can we get our students to grow? Essentially, we designed the school, or the school is in our communities, to show that kids can have a quality education. And I love that quality does not necessarily mean giving everybody the same thing, but giving them what they need, meeting them where they are, pushing them forward. And I can say as a parent and as an educator that I'm impressed that Rocket Ship puts this kind of emphasis on making sure that students are growing. Teachers are held accountable. They are supported 100%, and students are growing. And it's personalized. They're meeting the kid where they are, and we are pushing them forward.
Absolutely. Yeah, so true. The commitment we make to you as a parent or grandparent is that if you're a Rocketeer, which is what you turn into and your child turns into as you become part of our family, if you start with us in kindergarten, by the time you leave us in 5th grade, your child will be reading at or above grade level. So that's the pledge and the promise we make to you. And we are not traditional, which to your point, LaShonda, it's not just a teacher in front of a classroom teaching, that there is small group instruction, there is pullouts, there are learning labs. Like, we are trying to find every possible way to get a student to grow and learn. If you want to talk a little bit more, please feel free.
Absolutely, and I think I mentioned it. This is exactly what I mean when I say quality education. Students are being exposed to humanities, which basically means the reading, the writing, the grammar, and the STEM, of course, is the math, science, and technology. And then, of course, that learning lab, which is designed to meet students where they are in case they're needing more support. They're not on grade level yet. That learning lab pushes them, of course, enrichment. If students are on grade level and they need to be pushed forward, or if they're above grade level and need to be pushed forward. There is space every day to do these areas, which this does not happen other places. It's very difficult in other environments for the school and teachers to be able to say, I'm going to take you from where you are and move you to grade level while moving you from grade level to forward. So it's a unique dynamic to know that at Rocketship, we can say if a student is in 4th grade, but right now they seem to be functioning at a 2nd grade level, no problem. In that learning lab, we're meeting them at the 2nd grade level, pushing them toward the 4th grade level, while still challenging them in that classroom at the 4th grade level. And slowly we're closing that gap. And by the time they leave us, boom, they're on level or beyond. And so it's very unique. It's very individualized. In our learning lab, there's individualized instructors who are pulling small groups. Students are not only working independently in that lab, but they're also at the table with a teacher, working at their level, figuring out what they need and pushing them forward. And we track the data. We track the data to make sure we're keeping our promise.
Yes, we do. Well said. We offer before and after school care. So if you need that as a parent or grandparent, that's available for you. We are a community school. Part of my job is to work in the community to bring in partners. We have Girl Scouts at both of our schools. I was in discussions today around bringing Spanish clubs to our program, to our schools, financial literacy coming up for parents and students to begin to learn that very important life skill, and on to bring in food resources, clothing resources, mental health resources. We want to be a hub of the community. We want our schools to be places where our community can come in. They can use our gyms. They can use our facilities to have events. We want to be interwoven as part of the fabric of the community. We offer PE at both campuses. We offer theater at our Rocketship Dennis Duncan's campus, and we offer music here at Rocketship Explorer. And another way we feature parent power is our parents chose the names of our schools. Our parents are part of hiring teachers. They're part of hiring me. They're on a panel for me. They're on a panel for you. They're part of the process. They are part of picking the enrichments, which is music and theater. So parents are part of everything that we do here. So this information is over the last few minutes, and LaShonda has so brilliantly and eloquently stated, was meant to help you ease your anxiety about where to choose a school, to give you some confidence that you're going to make a really good decision for your child for next year. That QR code that's on the screen, like I said earlier, you can scan it and immediately get information of how to be a part of what's happening at Rocketship Public Schools, Texas. But before we end tonight, you might be still sitting there kind of wrestling with, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's best for my child. And so I'm going to leave it to LaShonda to just speak to a family right now, a family member who is thinking about and wrestling with, why Rocketship? Why should I choose Rocketship for my child or my grandchild? What would you say?
I would say 3 things. Number 1, if you're looking for a school where you can come in and be fully involved, you can come and observe, You can come in and have dialogue with teachers and staff about anything, any comments, any questions, any concerns, the needs of your child. This is the place for you. If you're looking for a school that is able to handle any types of behaviors, any types of social, emotional needs of your child, maybe you didn't have great success somewhere else, but you're looking for a place that your student can be understood and your student can be trained and taught and coached and walked with, this is the place for you. If you're looking for a place where you feel like your child can grow academically, that there's going to be things in place, plans, strategies, classes, programs in place, people in place to support your child wherever they may fall academically, this is the place for you. This school chose to be in the community because our desire is to give quality education to every person, regardless. And you can fill in the blank after that, regardless. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you've been and what you've experienced. If you're looking for a fresh start and you want a place that you can be a part of, and you're looking for a place that is going to be able to foster the whole child, academically, socially, and emotionally, Rocketship is a place for you. You will not be disappointed. Give us a try, and you will see that we are here for you, and you can be a part of what we are doing 100% of the time.
Thank you, LaShonda. Seats are limited. Seats are
limited.
fast. They are filling up fast. So if you want to reserve your seat for your child for next year, you have to act today.
Yes.
Right now. They
Okay.
will not last. There will be waiting lists. So scan that QR code. If we can help you by giving you a school tour, if you want to come in and talk to LaShonda or myself,
Yeah,
or
please do.
principals, our teachers, you want to come observe, we're here for you. So go ahead and you can comment underneath the video. And if you have questions, you can reach out to us. But that's it. I hope you feel more confident. I hope you have less anxiety. So wherever you are, however you're joining us today, we just want to thank you for making us part of your day. LaShonda, thank you so much for joining.
Absolutely.
And thank you all for joining us tonight.
Hope to see you soon.